it's a fairy tale for me. It came true. I met a woman that doesn't, well, I don't have a lot of money, but I still have valuables, you know, I have a house and so on and so forth.
Right.
That stuff didn't bother her. She was just interested in about me and her being together, and, you know, she works like crazy. You know, them girls work like crazy.
Oh, they do.
That's a shame.
So they're asking, you know, what can we do now to maintain that relationship, to stay strong, to grow stronger as a couple, to be able to move forward? And here are some ideas that I want to offer you guys, some things that will help you when you've met somebody and you're moving forward. A lot of information on the internet will take you up to the meeting, and there's not a lot that talks about courtship and dating and commitment and beyond. But let's assume, if you will, that you've met somebody on one of our romance tours or on one of our trips abroad, you had a great courtship, you had meaningful experiences together, you fell in love, and now you're committed to each other, and you come back to the States and she stays there, and now the two of you need to move forward as a couple. How do you do that? What does that look like? You know, the most important thing, obviously, in a long-distance relationship is communication. You've got to have steady, reliable communication, which means you've got to use all of the tools that are available to you guys, and you know this already. So that means email. That means phone conferences, wherever possible. You'll talk to her on the phone. That'll be very important, so she can hear your voice, you can hear hers, you can reassure each other that things are going well and your relationship is growing. Obviously, where you can use Skype, you'd want to use Skype. Look, any tool that you can that's going to help you keep correspondence going is going to be important. But obviously, steady communication once you get back is really important. Guys tell me all the time, they go on their romance tour, they meet somebody, they come back to the States, and it feels like the whole thing was just a big dream. They're just amazed that they went through that experience, and they feel a complete sense of loss now that they're back here in the States and she's still wherever she is, because now there's that gulf of distance between the two of you. Well, there's no more critical time than that for you to reach out through communication to make sure your email, your Skype options, your telephone options are all working for you. And with that, guys, comes commitment, which means whenever you schedule to talk to each other by phone or schedule a Skype conference, you want to make sure that you're there and available for that to happen. She should be doing the same. Where couples get into trouble is when one party is committed to that and another party is aloof, you know, not as committed to that. So if you're scheduling calls and you're scheduling Skype and she's available and she's there, that's a good sign. If she's not, that may be a red flag and something that we'd want to talk about. Or if you, for some reason, are unable to keep your appointments, women in this process can lose faith, just like you can, if the experience is not really consistent for them. So keep your commitment to keeping that communication going really, really strong. You know, again, guys, there has to be some transparency and some accountability when you talk about commitment, which means that, you know, you've got to know that the two of you are a couple, you are in love and behaving as such. And when, again, there's long distance in between the two of you, that's kind of a hard thing to count on sometimes. I think it's really important for you to ask her, what does transparency look like? What does commitment in a long distance relationship look like? What would accountability look like? So, you know, in order for you, my love, halfway across the world to know that I love you, and in fact we're moving forward as a couple and I'm as committed to you here as I was there, what does that look like? What best practices would you like to see? What can I do to assure you that we are in fact committed to each other and I'm keeping my commitment to you? Let her give you that feedback. It'll give you an idea of what not only she expects from you, but what you can realistically expect from her, and talk about that as a couple. It's really, really important. And then finally, guys, I think creativity is really important in a long-distance relationship. So, think outside the box, if you will. I hate that pun, but anyway, that cliche, if you will. But think of creative ways to communicate how much the two of you love each other. And just a few examples, guys. Make a blog. go make a blog page for her. Make it something you can write notes on, add photos to, maybe photos of the two of you together, or share emails or whatever. Make it private so just the two of you, or maybe her and her family, you and your family, can see how things are going and developing. Create a page somewhere on the internet, it's easy to do, that's dedicated to just the two of you in this experience, so that whenever you're not there, she can go to the internet, pull that blog up and see a message from you, or see a picture or something like that. Do that. Communicate by Facebook or whatever you can, but find a space on the internet that the two of you have special together, so the two of you can communicate, and she'll open it up and know that you've been thinking about her because she'll see the stuff that you posted there. Spice it up as much as you can to add the romance. So just do some creative things to make sure that you're always showing her in a creative way how much you love her and how romantic you are. And again, more importantly, keep your word about what you say you're going to do, and be consistent with scheduling, your calls and your emails, and keep that commitment to keep the communication flowing as smooth as it can. And that will help you guys get through this interim time before she gets that fiancé visa.
Interested? Learn more at... If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Then click on the notice bell to get notified every time we add something new.